Hello there, this is Reece Russell, and you're watching the weekly Steelchair.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me laying face down.
Hold on. I am. Let me rephrase that. Hello, welcome. This is the weekly Steelchair. This is your WrestleDream prediction show. Unless you're Ange Postecoglou, then this is your final line. But hello, everybody. How is everyone in the chat? The likes of it's good to see Diego, James, Zach, Fernando, Maria. Zach's claiming he's going to be... It's not Zach, sorry. Fernando's claiming he's going to be a three-time champion. He's very brave. Glenn in the chat as well. We know he's happy because he likes saying my name in all caps. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And of course, as the show started, this is what you're fighting for. You're fighting for this. Now, it is fever pitch. It's decisions, decisions, decisions. He is still the predictions champion. But for how much longer? I don't think he's going to defend it this weekend, if I'm honest. Because this is what you're going with. red blood, therefore it's red on the title on this one, but you are competing for the Weekly Steelchair World Predictions Championship. And it's only fair that I finally put an appropriate logo on that big gold belt to make it feel like it's our own. So there is a diamond designed logo for everybody. Exactly. You never know. One thing is for sure, there is another match added to the card. Another match was added late last night with a twist. So it's only fair that, disclaimer alert, this is volume. Anyone can win it, and I think it's going to be very difficult to predict. 0 Hour does have 4 matches. We don't normally predict them, and we won't. But I will show you what those matches are, since you've asked. One of them is ridiculously stupid. But these are your 0 Hour matches. Well, I'm long overdue, Roy Sheen. I think it's because my deliberate right to be the channel owner, that's probably why I can't seem to win it. They're all tag matches on the 0 Hour show, which is actually boring. The fact that the rest of the Death Riders are on 0 Hour and so is FTR versus Jet Speed, I'm sorry, but that's embarrassing. That's a disgrace. I've got no I've got no praise for that. I think it's ridiculous. I don't get it. But what I do get is a twist. Now, we already knew coming into this show that there were 8 matches on the main card. There is now 9. There is 9 main card matches. And I'm pulling rank on the champion this time. Because what I'm doing is I am going last. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reveal mine instead. So you'll see in just a minute. There. I already have someone's predictions already because she can't make it tonight, so that's Catherine. I have Catherine's predictions, and everyone else, yours will come in on now. You have a new match. Right here. This was added last night after Mercedes Moné defeated Persephone and retained her CMLL Women's World Championship. So the question is, what is everybody picking? I am not going to reveal mine until the end of the show. But mine are on there. Mine are in black and white, don't worry. Well, mine are in all black at the minute. So Josiah cannot use my predictions as a shield this time. Or a base point. Because this time I'm coming here to win. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do these one by one. But we're going to see how you take them. What can you not see, Roy Sheen? Just checking. If not, I can just... I'll be telling it one by one anyway, so it's okay. What's up, Xavier? How you doing, fella? It's been a while. Oh, Nottingham Forest in advanced talks with Sean Dyche. That was fast. Mancini was a smokescreen. Yeah, you can't see mine. Technically, yes. Okay. Well, let's see if we can change these at the top then. There you go. I appreciate that, my friend. It's been a while. You still checking CovalentTV and all that out, eh? It's been a wee while. Dyche does make sense. Now, Fernando, technically there is a method that I'm going to allow. And it goes like this. If you're going for the TBS title match, it's either mystery opponent or Mercedes Moné. That's it. You can either pick Mercedes Moné or mystery opponent. Chester straight in, okay. Chester says Darby Allin, alright. Jask Express, I like it. Jamie Hayter. Kyle Fletcher, yep, okay. The Hurt Syndicate, Kazuchika Okada and Takeshita, yep. Mercedes Moné to retain. Chris Statlander to retain. And Hangman Page to retain. All right, I like it. I like it. Let's go through them one by one, though. So, I have not put... This is not the exact order of the show. I've just gone for some fun matches to start and then main matches at the end. So, a bit of change, but obviously, I would rather the I Quit match be the main event. Anyway, let's begin. So, we have the I Quit match between Darby Allin and Jon Moxley. This feud has been going on for, if you think about it in a logical sense, it's been well over a year. Well over a year between these two, including Darby Allin's time away. He's still part of Team AEW to an extent. It's still Death Riders versus everybody. But Darby is the main echelon that they're looking for. He's like he's the piece of the puzzle that they have to break. Now, from a logical standpoint, the momentum is with Jon Moxley. He has the momentum coming into this show. Obviously, Darby Allin got destroyed on the Dynamite special. But where does that go from here in a logical sense? Do you go with the more obvious answer of Darby Allin beats Moxley? Does Jon Moxley beat Darby Allin? Or, because wrestling isn't standard anymore, does this match end in a draw? Reality rules out one result, which is a draw. But if both men are going to refuse to quit, then how do you stop the other? And let's be real, Jon Moxley says he's not going to quit, but we know he would quit. He's done it before. I will add you in for this, dude. Let's see. Let's give Xavier a fucking cool, bold print. Let's see. What suits Xavier? What suits Charles Xavier? This'll do. Actually, no, that's too ugly. Absolutely. That font's just ugly. Can't do that to you, mate. Can't do that to you. I'll give you a better one. Symbol, no. This one will do. And Fernando's also gone for Darby Allin. Okay then. James as well, Darby Allin. Love it. Has Fernando and James got the same font? Oh, they do. Okay. Well, Scousers have got limited rights, so I'm only kidding, mate. You know that. There we go. For me, I still think the match order was wrong. I still think the coffin match should have been the final match in their feud, but honestly, do we think this feud is realistically going to be the end after this match? I don't think anyone thinks that. I think it's still going to be like they'll find another reason to have another match between them when it doesn't actually help them. Like, this has to be the end. If this is not the end, then how do we stand by it and continue to say this works? Like, I don't get it. For me, this has got to be the end of the feud between Moxley and Darby Allin, and they need to move on to something else. Darby Allin needs to move on to the championship run. Moxley needs to move on to the run that's going to be very soon. The war of the war within the faction. Because soon they will break up. Can you have Darby? Of course you can. Everyone's after Darby Allin. Right, that's really annoying. They've all got the same fonts. No, too small. The thing is, though, if they do, then it just adds more to the pressure, doesn't it? Like, they keep... How much more do you keep them together? You know? Not gonna lie, I don't want it to keep going. If that ends up being the final match, then okay. I'm just not sure if it's the right answer. Josiah says Darby as well. Okay. I wonder where Zodiac is. He hasn't been around in a while. I hope he's alright. There we go. Everyone's got different fonts now. We're good. Seems everyone's got the right type of idea for predictions. I'm okay with that. I think relatively they're good. Yeah, they have to start questioning Xavier. If he quits tonight, then he quits on the Death Riders. That's another thing. He doesn't just quit on himself, he quits on them. Ah, funnily enough, I say his name and he shows up. What's up, Zodiac? It is good to see you. We've only just done the first match, so needing your prediction. Nah, you're not late at all. Since we're only just starting, the show doesn't start until midnight tonight anyway, so don't you worry. Let's put... Yeah, in a less creepy fashion, but he definitely turns up. Let's put in Diego. Unlike Diego, he's not going to go exploring like Dora. This one will do nicely. Fort Forward. That's quite a good one. Alright, so he's gone straight in. John Moxley. Okay. I like it. John Moxley, Jurassic Express. Jamie Hayter. No worries, Roy Sheen. Jamie Hayter. That's the first match we're predicting, yeah. Mark Briscoe, okay. The Demand. Keep in mind close to my chest, obviously. Darby Allin from Zodiac, that's fine. Xavier's gone for straight in with the rest of his predictions. I'm alright with that. So he's gone Jamie Hayter as well. Kyle Fletcher. Oh, hold on. Kyle Fletcher, the Demand. Brodito to retain. Okay. Mercedes to retain. Chris Statlander. Hangman Page. Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. $500,000 tag match. I think we can safely say that this tag match is... It's a rushed match. It's rushed in the sense that Jack Perry and Luchasaurus have only just got back together as a team, and you're already putting this match on pay-per-view, when I think this should have been delayed out to Full Gear. I think Jack Perry should have had a one-on-one with one of the Bucks. Most specifically, Nick. Because it was Nick that stabbed him in the back first. It makes more sense. I feel like if you're just rushing to that, then it's a bad idea. It is rushed. It'll be a good matchup. Don't get me wrong. It'll be a good match. It's just I would have waited. I get it's called WrestleDream, but we don't need to wrestle snooze a dream match. The match between Jurassic Express and the Bucks. Okay. There's a giveaway. Josiah, the champion, is also going for Jurassic Express. May have gave one away for you. Seconds. Okay, interesting. So Diego thinks Tony Storm will regain the title. Interesting. I'm intrigued by that. Okay. Yeah, I think as well. It will be a sleeper match for sure, but I think just rushing to it isn't the answer. I feel like if we had that singles match and then it led to like a post-match attack from both Bucks, and then it led to Luchasaurus returning to his side, I think that would have been stronger. And then you go, okay, now you're not rushing to Full Gear because there's still like a bit of time in between, but at least you've had the one-on-one, and now you're bringing in the tag team element. It feels like you're then maximizing the card. I feel like if you're just doing the tag match, it disappears. I think it should have been Nicholas Jackson versus Jack Perry, if I'm honest. And Diego's gone for Hangman to retain. That's fine. Benefits of free monitors. I just need to go. Now, still need Fernando and Roy Sheen's prediction on this one. I believe, James, you've made your prediction. No, not yet. James, who are you going for? Okay. The Bucks. Interesting. I like that prediction, my friend. I like that. Moving on to the first of 3 women's matches on the main card, arguably one that do people really think needs to be on this show? More women's matches, the better. It's just a question of, does it really have anything on it? Yeah, I think it will too. We're moving this on. But is it really needed for pay-per-view? I'm not sure. But it is Jamie Hayter versus Tekla. Obviously, this stems back to their very first moment together when Tekla debuted and attacked the Haterade. And it was a great debut moment for her. I feel like, have they just wasted the time to get to this? Or, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's 2 pay-per-view caliber talents, but is this really needed for this event? That's my question. Now, remember as well, ladies and gentlemen, there is no prediction changes. Right. Since I've got 2 already, actually, sorry, I've got the 4, sorry, from Catherine, Chester, etc. I'm going to lock theirs in just now. So they're locked in. James is going for Jamie Hayter. Okay. Maria says Darby. Here comes Maria, guns blazing. Yeah, absolutely. What about Jurassic Express versus the Bucks, Maria? What you thinking? It's a shame that FTR versus Jet Speed is on the 0 hour. That should be on the main card. And so should the 8-person tag. It makes more sense for a main event card. You know what's mad was yesterday was the 38-year anniversary of Sting's debut on TBS. Ah, there's no flip-flop at all, my friend. It's one and done. I guess FTR versus Jet Speed gets too many tag matches on the card. Hell, I don't know if it's... Yeah. To be fair, quite a few of us the other day were saying it, and we stand by it. Why have we got the Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate again? Like, it's a bit of a non-necessary match. I know, so old. FTR's not as a prediction, Fernando. We're not picking FTR. But I'll give you Tekla though, Josiah, and I will give you Jamie Hayter. But I still need either Jurassic Express or the Bucks. Zero Hour definitely has a more effective mindset because Zero Hour at least has a discussion plus matches. Just, I don't think it should be them. No, it's not Willow and Jet Speed. It's Willow. Harley Cameron's teaming up with Willow Nightingale. Two separate matches. It's all on the 0 hour card anyway, which we don't predict anyway. Just realised whilst I'm talking there, I was not streaming to Twitch. Fuck. There we go. No, Maria, it's okay. Ugh. I know it's not. I know it's not news that matters, but I'll say this anyway. Steve Austin's podcast is coming back and it's likely to be on a WWE digital platform. And also, according to Body Slam Net, it was Sami Zayn's decision to drop the belt to Dragunov last night. Because he's thinking, money, Royal Rumble. Ugh, yawn. But yeah, so Maria, all I'm needing from you just now, pal. All I'm like, he is great, but the fact he's going to be in a WWE digital platform, his podcast is going to be controlled. It's going to go from being good to shit like Taker's podcast, which is now the worst out there. And I'll say that again, Taker's podcast is the worst. I don't recommend watching it or listening to it. I really don't. I used to. I don't anymore. I actually unsubscribed from it. But yeah, so Maria, all I need from you is Jurassic Express or the Bucks. Same for you, Fernando. And whilst we're waiting for that, TNT title match. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. This is going to be quite a fun one, but it's also a dilemma. Because Kyle Fletcher's been doing excellent. Like, he's been doing excellent on TV and on pay-per-view, but despite what I said not that long ago, yeah, Matt's podcast is alright. I said that it might be 2 years before you put a world title on Kyle Fletcher. Honestly, I would expedite that plan. I think you take him out of the TNT title division now and you start pushing him further in the main event scene. Give him a couple of world title matches and then eventually win the big one. I think realistically this match means more to Mark Briscoe than it does Kyle Fletcher, if I'm being honest. I think there's more to gain for him than anyone else. So I hope that happens. Maria says the Bucks. Okay. And that's just my opinion, of course. I think it's time. Maria says Kyle Fletcher. Okay. Okay, so James and Fernando both say Kyle Fletcher as well. Okay, that's fine. There we go. That looks better. Not really. No, not everyone. Don't say I'm not crazy. Looks like everyone's saying Kyle Fletcher. World's End for me. Damn it. So they're getting away with shit again. I think Full Gear is too early, but also Kenny still has a match with Kyle Fletcher to get. And I don't think you can have the hanger match until that happens. If I'm honest. I'll have to do it to every single spreadsheet going forward. This black ball, but at least it looks better. Yeah, it looks better. Jurassic TX Express. For me, if it's not Full Gear, then World's End, honestly, but I think Jay White is still going to be a challenger. Like, I really do think he will be. He is ready to come back. His own words, he's ready to come back. Anyway, what's everyone got? So, Kyle Fletcher in here. Kyle Fletcher for Zodiac. Kyle Fletcher for James. Kyle Fletcher for Fernando. The Pointless Trios tag match. Well, Tornado Rose Hurt Syndicate versus The Demand. Honestly, I don't care about this one. I really don't care who wins, but I think if you're putting basis on it, the more dominant the Hurt Syndicate seems to get against The Demand, they pick up results. But I don't think this match isn't worth it at all. You know it's pointless. You know full well it's pointless. I feel like they're just wasting time just doing this match over and over again instead of letting them go and doing their own thing. Like, this is the time where the Demand should be going out for the Trios titles. And the Hurt Syndicate need to start clearing up all the singles titles. Maria's going for Hurt Syndicate. I like it. So far, some interesting picks from the champion. We got a lot of similarities. Same as Zodiac. No, it's just Zodiac and Josiah for now with the same picks. Interesting. Yeah. I want Lashley to go after the Unified title, and I want Shelton Benjamin to go after the TNT title. Or Benjamin goes for the Unified title and Lashley goes for the World title. Cedric Alexander appears to help the Hurt Syndicate. Possibly. It is possible. I honestly, I hope AEW don't sign Cedric Alexander. They don't need him. I prefer the faction as it is, just the three of them. I don't think they need anyone else. Just waiting for Josiah, who is likely delegating. But of course, if you are watching this enjoyable stream on the Steelchair, please do like, share, and subscribe. Please do enjoy this. That's because it's TNA. Slow pace. Cedric Alexander, I don't rate at all. I don't rate Cedric Alexander as a pro wrestler. I never have done. For me, he's just too generic. And what does he bring? I don't see him bringing anything of significance, you know? The champ's gone for the Hurt Syndicate. Okay. Just realized I need to change this around. But yeah, I don't rate Cedric Alexander as a wrestler. The match that everybody no doubt may have split opinions, may have questionable points of view. It's the World Tag Team title match. I agree. It's the World Tag Team title match featuring Bro Dido and the two reps of the Callis family, Kazuchika Okada and the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Konosuke Takeshita. 4 great wrestlers. Don't need anybody, but wrestle great, solid matches. They produce good stories. But this is another will they or won't they, can they coexist situation. And what do you guys really want to see? Do you want this whole will they, won't they coexist to continue, or can they coexist storyline to continue? Or do you want to see Bro Dido actually show why they are a genuinely good team and deserve to be champion? That's the dilemma that you've got on this one. Because again, it's a difficult one to choose. It's difficult in terms of rationale. But the sheer enjoyment is this is likely to be match of the night. Between this and the I Quit match for match of the night, but what do you think? Fernando says Bro Dido. Okay. So we've got currently 4 for Bro Dido, and we have 3 for... Sorry, we've got 2 for Okada and Takeshita. Maria's going for the challengers, okay? Maria's got a nice font, actually. Why is that the only one? What's up, Nick? Let's see. James has said Bro Dido. Good shout. Oh, I certainly see that. And they are live in just over an hour as well. And I shall be there because I like to get my 5 minutes of chipping in. I'll be surprised if they do. In retrospect, I will be surprised if they do lose. But that stems up the interesting topic. Do you want a genuine tag team, or do you want a can they coexist storyline? I'm sick and tired of the can they coexist storyline. I don't think it does anything. I would like for them just to be a natural separation rather than just someone turns on the other. They do, Xavier. But it is true. Like, why do we need a... I don't think we need a can they coexist. To be fair, that storyline was also being done in other companies as well, and they were still just wasting time. I'm like, no, just get straight to it. Who cares? It's because Nicole understands. Nicole understands. That's why we rep Chelsea Green. Because we believe in the Prez. But I'll wait for Josiah to give his prediction. He's been notoriously quiet. Interesting. So you're not going to watch New Japan Strong? Hmm. Fair enough, Temple. Fair enough. I get you. So am I ruling you out of these predictions this time then, Temple? I'm ruling you out. Josiah goes for Brodido. Okay, so the open challenge for the TBS title. And now now before you make a decision, I forgot to say this as well. Before you make a decision, there was one thing as well that's important that you guys didn't consider. What she said. Now, she has issued an open challenge for the TBS title. However, her exact words at CMLL after she beat Persephone, her exact words were, any challenger that's a champion. Mercedes Moné said, any champion step up and face her for the TBS title tonight. Remember that part very carefully. That's understandable. So it's an open challenge against any champion. I have an idea myself. No. Well, maybe. I've got a crazy suspicion. What am I looking for? Yeah. James is going for the mystery opponent. Go ahead. If it's who I think it is, then I'll tell you if it's who I'm thinking. But who I'm thinking of is very high profile. I'm thinking incredibly high profile. That's exactly who I'm thinking. When she said champion, that's who I thought as well. The other one I thought of was Shotzi Blackheart. And yes, I said it. Shotzi Blackheart. Okada's got to be the one that turns. I've been saying it for a while. It's the only logical option. Otherwise, Takeshita can't be a babyface. The mystery opponent is just any current champion in wrestling that's eligible, so... I'm hoping it's Takeshita versus Gabe Kidd at Wrestle Kingdom. Just getting all your predictions, Dan. You've gone for Brodido. The mystery opponent. Timeless Tony Storm to regain the title. Okay. And Hangman Page. No one has picked Samoa Joe. Poor man. Samoa Joe must be hated by everybody. Glenn with his unique names, of course, but I still have to add him in. Now, it's only fair that Glenn gets the right type of... Glenn gets the right kind of heading that makes sense. True, it's just mental. It's cool, Tempo. It's cool. Glenn gets them in all caps. Exclusive. It should. Now's the time. You're welcome. We do these for every event. So... One prediction missing from you, Temple, dude. Just one. It's not been confirmed yet. Mercedes Mid-Mini, behave. Behave. Where's Glenn's predictions gone? There we go. Cool. I just hope she stays injury free. Otherwise, I'll just hate her going forward. If she gets injured again, I will be done with her. Like, properly, I will renounce any care for Jamie Hayter. The next time she gets injured, I'll be like, nah, I'm done. One missing from you, Glenn. Fletcher or Briscoe. In fact, whilst I'm at it, that on-screen chat, I can read off my other monitor anyway. That chat's getting in my road. There we go. No, Roy Sheen from Deep. Or Roy Sheen from Diesel. As much as that sounds good, the problem is she's not a champion. Unless she randomly wins a title between now and WrestleDream, then absolutely, I'd like it. But that's the problem. She said just a champion. I wouldn't mind Dakota Kai in this circumstance. I just hope it's not a random where they go, here's a champion, they bring out Ronda Rousey. Because that would be disgusting. Yeah, that's the part I don't like about WrestleDream, is this was about Antonio Inoki and it's just Takeshita, who's an active New Japan wrestler. This is why Tony Khan is, for all the stuff he does so well, he's also at times a bit thick. She's not mid-money, behave. You're a fan of Sol Ruka, of all people. Behave. I'm only kidding. Say what you like. What the fuck? Lol. Ugh. I'm just laughing at some news. Different news. Wow, we've been an hour and 10 minutes. Zodiac's gone for Statlander. Okay, straight in there. World title. Well, women's world title. Well, I think in logic, I'm going to stand by what I said the other night. Toni Storm should never be women's world champion again. Screw Cody Rhodes. I stand by what I said the other night, that Toni Storm should never be women's world champion again because she's too big for the title now. And it would be a step down. She doesn't need to be champion. You're a sick bastard. There's no reason to have Toni Storm regain a belt when she's done enough to elevate it. Now it's up to the rest of this so-called good division to do their job. And if they don't do their job, then it will end up back with Toni. And quite frankly, that's not what I want. Ugh. That is ridiculous, Maria, if that's true. If that's the case, I won't be watching. If that happens, I will not be watching. That's ridiculous. Jay White does return soon. That's who I think wins the title from Hangman. I think either Hangman loses it to Jay White or he drops it to Omega. That's it. If Lawrence Fishburne gets cast as Professor X, I swear to God, I will be absolutely fuming. I'm not supporting that decision. If that happens, nah. Just like I don't support the decision that Amazon have done with Professor Snape on that stupid Harry Potter series. Which I'm boycotting anyway, but still, like, this is just stupid stuff. Nah. I like Lawrence Fishburne, but no. To be fair, Triple H was too busy getting stuck into the former boss's daughter. Temple, that is awful. That is awful behavior. But yeah, in terms of a situation that we're in, the world title, this has got to be the time for someone else to really just take the reins and just go and be a world champion that people are excited by. So there's more pressure on Statlander than there is Timeless Tony Storm. We shall see if we shall see if the alien can do her job and retain her title. And speaking of retaining titles, your main event, Hangman Page versus Samoa Joe. I think it's going to be quite an easy prediction for everybody, but I'm going to assume everybody's going for Hangman Page. Maria's going for Chris Statlander. It should be Hangman that takes the title. It actually makes sense storyline wise. That's the funny thing. And James also says Hangman Page. In storyline, it actually makes sense for Jay White to take the belt off of Hangman Page than anybody else. If you actually think about it. Glenn's gone for Kyle Fletcher. No worries, fella. The alien retains. Nope, that's not how this works. I overrule you. My predictions go last this time. The problem is Temple. He can't. Remember, they changed the rules for it. You've already predicted Fletcher to win, Fernando. Remember, they changed the rules for MJF's title decision. It was, but you've been a wee bit cocky about your attempts to defend your title, so you've been overruled. And that officially is 4K. $4K, 8K, 12K, all them Ks. Funny as it goes, but I overrule you. You did. Not everyone is saying not everyone is saying Jay White should just come back and take the title. We're not saying he wins it straight away, but it should be him that wins it. The difference is the logic behind AEW fans compared to the WWE fans who are celebrating Dragunov. Dragunov is on the wrong brand and didn't deserve this win. Even before this whole thing, before he got injured, he wasn't doing anything. He was actually in catering. Dragunov was in catering before he came back. Major difference is Jay White wasn't. He was in a main event program, got badly injured. That's why I have him. But also, he was already in the feud with Hangman Page as well before he got injured. In build up to who gets the world title match. So that's another thing. That's why I want Hangman Page to drop it to Jay White. You're picking Catherine's boyfriend. You know the rules. Oh, please don't suck up to me. I'll end up being sick. Can you see Jay White helping Darby? I can see that. I can see that happening, and then they push on from there. And after they've done that, they then make the call. But here's the funny thing. Darby Allin could be the one that wins the title, and Jay White takes it from Darby. Helps him, then turns on him, takes the title. That's another thing. For me though, Jay White, ideally my timeline is Jay White wins the title at Double or Nothing. That's my ideal timeline for Jay White. So that means I want Hangman to hold the belt up to Double or Nothing. That's if Jay White isn't injured at that point, which I'm hopefully he's not. But that's what I would do. The question is there a watch along stream? No. No. Not unless someone else wants to do the talking. Because there's no way I'd be able to. Massively. You'd be taking a lot of time out to get to Double or Nothing anyway. Tempo. He has to give him a week's notice. Are you saying Samoa Joe loses the title on Dynamite? Remember, he has to give him a week's notice. He can't just cash in on the spot. That rule was changed. It would have to be a Dynamite main event. That's the problem with MJF's contract. He has to give them a week's notice. We were, yeah, we were. I still think one person is owed a world title reign more than anybody. MJF and Darby, I see Darby Allin potentially being a world champion for 35 minutes. MJF, on the other hand, will he get another title reign? I don't know. Not against either. The thing is, though, MJF could use his contract and declare it for a pay-per-view. But he can't declare it for tonight. It's too late. If I was MJF, I would declare that he's coming for the title Full Gear. At least at that point, the champion doesn't know who to prepare for. Well, prepare for a type of MJF. We'll see what they do. We shall see. Anyway, does anyone have anything they want to talk about? Any questions? Let's get them in. What have we got, folks? What have you got for me? Actually, whilst I'm at it, I can lock these in. Some good predictions, though, folks. Some very good predictions. Question is, who do you think is going to be predictions champion? By tomorrow, who do you think is going to claim it? Who you thinking? I hope there is a few twists on this show, James. I hope there's some shocks. I want to see something like if we get a return or two, I'd be happy with that. Jay White's tweet was so cryptic when he said ready with a question mark. It was so cryptic. Josiah just saying it's going to be me or someone else. I mean, that's very forthcoming. Which part makes no sense? they changed the rule because of the way it was handled on TV. The fans didn't react well to it. That's why they changed it to a call your shot type match. But you've got to declare for it. If anything, they've tried to make it less of a dip and dive bomb and someone just comes in and steals it. They've tried to make it feel like that person is cemented. That's what it's supposed to feel like. Yeah, everyone seems to have predicted for every match by the looks of it that was available. Predictions are good. I like it. She seems to be happy with what she's doing with Ring of Honor. No, I'm not doing a watch along. There's no way I would I'd be able to. Not this time, unfortunately. If I had to think who's going to be the predictions champion at the end of this, let's see. If I'm looking at predictions, I suppose there's one person missing. There's one person missing. They are. I think it's time. I think it's time that I bring my predictions out. I've gone for Darby Allin, Jurassic Express, Tekla, Mark Briscoe, the Hurt Syndicate. I've gone for the new tag champs. I've gone for the mystery opponent. I've gone for Chris Statlander, and I've gone for Hangman Page. there's my predictions for WrestleDream. That's the chats. I'm happy with what I see. I think everyone's got some good predictions. I think we're in for a interesting competition. I'm going against Mercedes Money. I think it's time. Whoever comes in and competes against her, they've got to win. Mercedes Moné has broken the record by Jade Cargill. She doesn't need to be champion of that division anymore. So let's let's have her drop it. To be fair, Temple's a highly committed bloke. Although to be fair, I did see that tweet. Chocolate chip cookie. What the fuck? To be fair, I'd be more afraid of people. Well, specific people. It does a little bit, yeah. WWE have just uploaded the Jeff Hardy botch from like 20 plus years ago when he went for a springboard moonsault and he fell off the top rope and smacked off the mat. That has got to be the scariest lyrics I've ever seen for weirdness. Oh, Madrid are going to release Rudiger at the end of the season. Interesting. Damn. All I'm going to say is, Josiah, that is one of the funniest tweets I've ever seen about Lance Stroll in my life. I only saw it because he directed it to me and I burst out laughing. Like, I just thought it was funny. Then again, no, I just think it's funny. And fair play to you. All I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna tweet that. I'm just gonna quote tweet that Jeff Hardy botch, and I'm just gonna say the Extreme Enigma just for fun. Just for fun. Oh, I believe you, because he is. I don't like Lance Stroll. He just lives off daddy's money. Hang on a minute. Wait, hold on. Um, we've missed. Perfect. Milano beat Fiorentina tomorrow and go top of the league. Or should I say, maintain top of the league. Um, you know how I said that the Mercedes mini match is for any champion? Um, I'm gonna let you guys consider your options once. It's title versus title. Now I'm gonna get this includes myself. I've only just seen this. You guys have a chance to stick or stay. It's the only match I'm going to allow a change. Now I'm starting to think that it's no accident that a certain person was just in America. She could effectively break Ultimo Dragon's record at WrestleDream. Sayuri, Nyla Rose. She could take the belt of Mina Shikawa. She could take Athena's title. It's all there now, unfortunately. It's on the. I'll even send it to. Just to prove I'm not kidding. Send it to Josiah. Just sent it to you, mate. Hiromu Takahashi, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Yota Tsuji all got a picture yesterday. Lol. So the question is, folks, do you stick or do you stay? That O'Shea Jackson, you're a fucking rat. I need a favor. Yes, I can fucking just Google it, but I'd rather ask people who know. Give me a bunch of non-WWE tag team matches to watch. Fucking have a look yourself, you lazy fuck. Diego's sticking. Fair play, mate. Fair play. So the question is, who is going to stick with their choice and who's going to change it? James is sticking. Okay. I saw. You're defending the honor of my boy. Your boy. No idea who's going to get the... Hurricane scored his 400th goal in club football. That is mental that it's 400 goals for him already. You forgetting I'm a big Ultimo Dragon fan as well. For the record, I'm sticking. I'm not changing mine either. I'm sticking with the mystery opponent. But I will say this. I don't want to see that record being broken. I don't want to see it being eclipsed. It makes no sense. It's her open challenge. That's the problem. It's her open challenge where she's made it a title versus title situation. I'm all for pushing Mercedes Moné in that circumstance. I'm all for pushing it and it leads to her breakdown when she loses everything, but I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it myself. I don't think it's the right call. I think it's a bad call to do this. Yes. It's not too bad. But on that bombshell where Mercedes Moné is likely to have another title win, we shall see. On that incredible bombshell, I am going to wrap it. Yoko Tuna failing again. Love it. Why is that a bad call? Because Mercedes Moné shouldn't be... Mercedes Moné should not be winning this title. Whatever this title that's coming in, why does she have to do it? Why not just do an open challenge for just her championship? Here's the thing, Jade Cargill done an open challenge, and guess what? Jade Cargill's at least made sense. Mercedes Moné is doing it to get another title. I like Mercedes Moné. But no. Not the right decision. The fact that I've just seen that as well is actually just... That's annoying. If she ends up with another title and it breaks the record, then... Oh well. But it's Ultimo Dragon, that's the thing. The IWGP Women's title, yes, she beat Kairi Sane in her debut match. She hasn't won any Ring of Honor titles before. That's the only thing. And the AEW Women's title, obviously. Yes, in her debut. That actually was a match I liked. That was the last good match Kairi Sane had. Kairi Sane hasn't had any good matches since. Which is a shame, really. That woman used to mean something. Now she's just a joke. I miss the real Kairi Sane. Anyway. Ladies, gentlemen. Any other that you dare claim. Hater of worlds. That works for me too. This is what you're up against. Yes, he's a bit of a cheap champion. And by cheap, I mean the cheap comments. I'm only kidding, Josiah. But he is the reigning predictions champion, rightly so. He has earned that right. He has deservedly done so. He's had a successful defense so far. He won it, then he retained it straight away in a triple prediction. Now he's got his second title defense ahead. Will he be successful? We shall see, because after this, he gets a break. He gets a bit of a break after this, whoever wins. So, Josiah is your current Steelchair Predictions World Champion. It looks so much better like that. The big gold looks so much better. I, on the other hand, I'm going to say thank you all for watching. He was in here earlier on, but Nick Teodoro of the Nick Club Happy Hour, of course, they'll be live very shortly. I'll be on there supporting them. They'll have a good show, I know it. But in the meantime, folks, I do thank you all for tuning in tonight. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Enjoy WrestleDream. And I will see you tomorrow for the WrestleDream review show. And then Monday, SWA returns, which we all know is the pure heart and soul of this channel. Now it says episode X at the minute, that's just the thumbnail. But of course, that is back on Monday, episode 21. No, it's episode 20 actually. 420, so we're smoking next stream. You folks are, I'm not. I don't smoke. But in the meantime, I'll see you all the morning. And if you want to join me on the review, you're more than welcome. Take care, peace out, subscribe, and if your neighbour pisses you off, hit them with a steel chair. At least you'll be doing this channel proud. See you later. And today, our time comes to an end. This has been another exciting stream. Thank you very much for watching. And also, remember, if you get cracked over the head with a steel chair, you're not going to get concussion. You're just going to come back here. Goodbye.